Hello, good morning, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm looking at one problem on my 2.0 Audi A4 B7 2008 model. This one has an ALT engine. Okay, so the problem I was having with this car is on a home day, when the temperature reaches just at normal operating temperature at 90, somewhere there, when I come to a stop, or when I start moving slow, maybe below 1.5 rpm and so on, the car was stalling. Okay, if I reach a hump, I reduce the speed, I reach a hump, the car would stall, and it was not throwing any code. Okay, I plugged in the OBD2 to read the DTC, nothing was coming up. But I knew there was either a fuel pressure problem or a vacuum leak, because these cars are very sensitive to vacuums. So I tried to seal here because it was leaking. I replaced this one. I replaced this PCV valve. I replaced literally most of the things on this car, but the problem persisted. I took it to repair shops, and they couldn't figure out. I tried to replace the mass airflow sensor, the two oxygen sensors, but the problem was not solved. I also replaced the fuel pump, high pressure fuel pump, but the problem was not solved. So after some time, I just took my time to thoroughly check all my vacuum lines, and I came across this line. Okay, these are vacuum lines coming from the throttle board. So this one goes to the uh, braking system. Okay, here there is more like a check valve. It's a one-way check valve. This is a check valve. Okay, there's more like a rubber inside here, a diaphragm. If it's broken, you'll be having vacuum leak, and you'll be having a brake booster malfunction code. I'll show you, because I experienced it once, and I replaced this check valve here. Okay, so when I thoroughly checked the vacuum lines, I replaced this one. There was no improvement. I followed this line. This line comes here, passes down there, and it comes here. This is the line. This line comes to the page valve. This is the page valve. Okay, page valve solenoid. This line goes to the fuel tank, to the charcoal canister, then to the fuel tank. So what I discovered is this page valve was partially stuck in the open position, because when I remove it, okay, when I remove it, let me just remove it a bit so that you see what I'm talking about. Okay, so put that clamp and just pull the valve. Okay, so if I blow here, air should not come out this side. If I blow that side, air should not come out from this side. But what is happening is, when I blow, the air is coming out. can feel it. If I blow here, okay, it should not easily blow through this valve. Okay, so this is where we were losing we were having the vacuum leak from. Okay, this is the page valve solenoid. The function of this one is to, when the engine reaches the operating temperature and there is fuel vapor in the fuel tank, this page valve opens and releases the fuel vapor into this line, and it goes to the intake manifold so as to avoid pollution. Okay, so it is controlled by the ECM. These two lines comes from the ECM, and the ECM either switches it, opens it, or closes it. It is controlled by the ECM. So this solenoid valve is stuck in the open position. So meantime, and what I did to see if the problem of stalling is not going to persist, I had to isolate. As you can see, I've closed this line. Okay, I've closed it, and this one is just throwing the gases to the atmosphere, just polluting the atmosphere meantime. Yeah, but I'm replacing it. I think it's coming in today, the page valve. So I close this line, then I put this one here so that the computer can, yeah, so that we don't have the codes for the evap system, whatever. I just plugged in the connector and replaced everything here. Yeah, so after doing all this, I drove the car on a very hot day, and it's not stalling. Okay, so be extra careful with these cars. They are very sensitive to vacuum leaks. Check this line, check these lines if there are no leaks. Check this, because even here there is a diaphragm. You check. Okay, check these lines. Okay, there is also one small line which goes on this intake. It also has a check valve. Okay, so those are things to consider when you are having a car stalling on a hot day or when it reaches the operating temperature. Okay, thank you very much, and enjoy. And for this one, again, let me just highlight, when replacing this one, when you buy a new one, you should make sure this one, it has arrows. If I remove this cover, there's an arrow pointing this side. Okay, this pointing this side, meaning the air from the charcoal canister is coming from this line. Then it should go where the arrow is pointing. Where the arrow is pointing, that's where you should connect the line coming from the engine. Okay, if you put it the other way, if the arrow points this side, then I mean you'll be having problems with codes with the evap system or whatever. Okay, so make sure when you buy a new one, you check the arrow. Okay, let me just remove. You see the arrow. Okay, so I hope you see the arrow. This is the arrow, so it's pointing from the charcoal canister going to the engine. Okay, so this one sits like this. Okay, you might have others where the connector is here but the arrow is pointing that side, meaning it should be installed like this. Okay, so That's how you properly install the evap system, the evap, the page valve. Okay. Now, thank you. Comment and share below, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this.